Osgiliath burns as Gothmog and his legions of orcs prepare to take this key city in Gondor's kingdom. The city that banks the River Anduin is under siege and is burning in today's Dawnless Days siege battle. It's a little bit laggy. I have a feeling it might be because of the fire. We did not realize when we were doing this scenario that the orc pillagers pretty much were going to set off every set on fire every building they walk past. So yeah, these guys are at fault for that. I don't think it's too bad actually, frame-wise. I think it's actually not too bad. But there are also about 15,000 orcs, but that's dropping pretty quickly. On the battlefield, nearly 9,000 Gondorians. The Gondorians vastly outnumbered, but they do have skill on their side in this one, and they do have the Prince's Sergeants here, as you can see. They're coming forward, and they're going to charge into the looks of some orc rabble here, and in they go. There's spears, and really cavalry should not be charging into spears, but who gives a damn when you have Prince's Sergeants, and it's also orc rabble. So you know, tier 1 light spears. These guys, even though they're a spear unit, are going to get flattened regardless. So yeah, not a bad result there. And they killed about 5 Prince's Sergeants, which is a pretty decent actually result for them. Actually going down here 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, well, 10. Yeah, so there you go. Still don't charge into spears even if it's orc rabble, because you'll lose about 11 riders on the charge there. And already we're seeing the defenders here try and defend the streets of Osgiliath. This is a battle we did on a stream a little while ago. It was a pretty fun one. It's a very grindy siege battle. It's definitely worth getting yourself some snacks, get yourself some drinks, and prepare for a glorious grind fest here at a very cool settlement that works pretty well for Osgiliath. We have 2 halves of a city. It's a walled city, which Osgiliath, I guess, was at one point probably. And we do have an island in the middle, which is where everyone is fighting for. They are going to fight for this this sort of island here, right in the middle. And this is the victory point. That is the one that they have to, both sides have to control. Gondor controls it at the start. I mean, they hold all 3, but technically this one is in the control of Mordor. Mordor holds this half of the city. That is the rules for Civil setup. Is Mordor holds that half of the city, and Gondor holds this half. So yeah, from an aerial view, you can imagine this quite nicely as Osgiliath with the River Anduin going down the middle, and then each half of the settlement. So you've got like a west and east Osgiliath, which is very, very cool. If you're wondering what map this is, if you're wanting to try this sort of scenario out yourself, this is the Paris map that you can find on the Steam Workshop. I'll leave a link for it down in the description. It's created by Dumont. It's a map from ages ago. But yeah, I thought it worked perfectly for this sort of scenario that we're trying to do. A perfect river map that can incorporate the idea of Osgiliath. Since it isn't a custom map for Osgiliath yet, I hope there really is, because that would be awesome. It really reminds me of Apollo's sort of... Apollo's medieval to Third Age battles when you had Osgiliath as an actual map. It, you know, takes me back to those days. And I really want to try and recreate that sort of thing. So whether we're going to do like, I want to do maybe more Osgiliath scenarios, whether we'll have like Gondor hold the whole city and the Mordor fight for it, or whether we'll try and do some more like this, where they sort of like fight for the center. Could be really, really cool as an idea, as a scenario. As you can see here, Warriors of Losnok fighting tooth and nail, and it looks like they're fighting against orc spears. A lot of spears over here trying to fight the shock infantry. I mean, they're pretty trash shock infantry. Like, spears should be able to kill them. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, Warriors of Losnok, not that great. They are pretty damn awful. But yes, if you want to see more Lord of the Rings action on the channel, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. It really does help out the channel. And if you want to send in any of your own Dawnless Days or any Total War replays into the to have them covered on the channel, then do send them into my Discord server. The link is down below, and that's also the place to get involved in any of these sort of custom scenarios if you want to be involved in any sort of Osgiliath defense. You can see Warriors of Losnok over here as well fighting. They should easily cut through these just cheap orc units. I think these are orc warband. Yeah, they're a sword unit, but still tier 1 trash. And they're getting support as well from Archer Towers, are the Warriors of Losnok, so they should be able to fight through these guys. I think the aim was that we were going to try and fight as far away from the bridges as long as possible, so it wasn't quite a grindy battle that was just horrible for the attackers. Because the attackers have a lot to get through, and yeah, I mean, we obviously have got to try and make it as difficult as possible for them, but we don't want to make it too difficult on ourselves as well. I was playing in this one, it is from my perspective. I was playing as pretty much the Ranger army. I have Faramir here with his Athelian Rangers. Faramir, pretty key in the defense of Osgiliath in the movies. And we also do a Boromir in this one as well. He is somewhere around as well. So I guess this is like, if you've seen The Fellowship, I think it is. No, it's in the Two Towers. And you see that scene where Boromir is giving his speech of sort of reclaiming Osgiliath for Gondor. Pushing the orcs out of the other half of Osgiliath, and Faramir and him are like sharing a moment together. It's kind of like that. I feel like we're in that sort of like that battle at the moment. So Gondor is looking to reclaim this half of the city. That's a kind of a cool concept, I guess we're going for in this one. But yeah, already as you can see here, Gondor kind of getting pushed back towards the bridge already. We've got a lot of militia here that are being sent in first. It's sort of like the early wave, fighting Uruk spears in the front lines. There's some poor Gondorians though that have been cut off. Some more militia here, and also some axemen of some men of Lambden. And they're going to get eaten as the orcs seek for man flesh, as they thirst for blood and meat. Yeah, I think they're just fighting Uruk spears. Nothing really that impressive, but definitely better than militia. And over here, yeah, a lot more Uruk spears. These are good units, so we kind of want to save them for later. Send in your warband and your rabble first. Because, yeah, the Uruk spears in the general theme of these armies is one of the higher tier things. These are tier 3. There's a lot of tier 2 and tier 1 chaff that's yet to be sent in. A lot of pillagers. I mean, they're shock, so might want to save them for later. But they are only tier 1, and we've got more raiders as well. They're tier 2. Lots of like sort of orc pikes tier 2 as well. But pikes again, you might want to save, but they're not that great. The orc pikes really in regards to sort of general pikes. More orc warriors again, so yeah, more tier 2 stuff. You might want to send those forward first, and yeah, plenty more rabble, which explains why there is 15,000 troops for Mordor, already down to 13.5. They've been actually losing quite a lot of troops to these buildings collapsing. The players have not been aware of it, I don't think, because they have just been allowing the buildings to be burnt. And then just leaving the troops by it. They are capturing this point now over here. Orc rabble capturing that, so they are going to hold one part of the city. And now I guess we'll give them some morale bonuses, but Gondor will still have more, having 2 out of 3 for now. Yeah, I don't know how the orcs have got behind this Lambden line, but they have a little bit. And the warriors of Losnark are coming in, and they're trying to slay these orc rabble. We've got more militia going. These are spear militia going in, so they're going to do a lot, I'd imagine. But they are fighting tooth and nail, are these men. They're fighting for their homes, fighting for their kingdom and their families. It's their families that live here in Osgiliath. Certainly the militias, I'd imagine, like the militia of Osgiliath, I imagine would be very much living sort of like in this area. I actually want to see if we can find Boromir. I didn't see him, but I'm pretty sure he is present here. There he is, Osgiliath veterans. These guys, as you know as well, the Osgiliath veterans, these guys will probably be locals of Osgiliath. They will be wanting to fight for their city and making sure it doesn't fall to Sauron and his hordes of orcs. And this guy has lost his eye for the cause. That's how long he's been fighting here in the streets of Osgiliath. And yeah, as you can see already, the orcs are pressing back Gondor here. Already the pocket over there has been destroyed. And as you can see, Prince's sergeants in the front line, they've been dismounted. So Cav does typically keep quite a lot of stats once dismounts. So these guys dismounted going into melee might actually do pretty well. You see them highlighted here in their blue compared to the more sort of black uniforms of the militia that are still in combat here. But yeah, the sergeants might do pretty well. They've got a few charges off as well on the onto the orc rabble earlier that we saw. It looks like we've got Uruks falling back, and we've got trolls already coming forward, and already these guys taking some losses. I think they're getting hit by trebuchets, which we had on the far side of the river. We were trying to do as much pain as possible. You can see the Uruks falling back, forming shield wall. and the trolls already being sent in. They're going to start smashing these poor prince's sergeants and turning these guys into squashed infantrymen. Squashed blobs on the pavement. You see archer fire already firing it. I think the orc warriors there don't need to be firing them, need to be shooting at the mounted trolls really. We've got lots of bow militia to shoot first. We've got some seeing a lot of militia, but there are some elites in Gondor's armies. They are just on the far side of the river being kept in reserve, safe away from artillery and archer fire. And as you can see here, we have some Gondor swords. We have also got some Gondor spear infantry. We've got Founding Guards. We have got Prince's Coast Guard as well, but they're only like tier 2, so they're not exactly great. We've got lots of Pelasgian Marines as well. We have got a Knights of the Silver Swan, which I imagine is going to get dismounted and probably it's just used as infantry. And the Osgiliath Rangers as well, once they run out of ammo, will be good in melee. And we have got some Gondor archers, but it's a very small professional corps. It's a lot of cheap infantry really for Gondor in this army, which is what's going to make it so difficult for Gondor. Is they have the defenses, but the true quality that they have is pretty minimal. Like I said, there's probably about 8 or 9 elite, well not elite, but professional infantry. There are some Fountain Guard and like 1 or 2 Citadel Guard. So yeah, I'd say 8 to 10 professional units. It's not a lot, and Mordor has plenty of their own as well. They have Guards of the Teeth, they have Orcs. So it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. But you can see Gondor militia seems like it's just better than like a lot of the tier 2 stuff. I mean, I also think they're getting support from the 4 towers, which are firing, like I said, fire ammo, which does do a little bit of morale damage. I think suppressed as mine is doing -4 morale. And these guys will break for a return, but it is giving them a little bit of a reprieve, these guys breaking. And then we've got more rabble about to go in, and another re-rallied rabble there being sent in once again. And you can see it is also the Warriors of Osnark are also taking losses, and Men of Lambdom, they are starting to break as well. And we're seeing Javis coming forward here as well, so we're seeing Amphalas coast levies being sent forward, because it seems like the trolls aren't dying. There's still a single one has yet to be slayed by the archers of Gondor. I mean, it is bow militia. I guess maybe they're not very accurate. You can see the arrows coming in. They're doing some damage to the trolls, absorbing a lot of shots, but Javis are the real way to kill a troll. You want to Javi them, and that's why the Pelasgian Marines are present, and I guess also the Amphalas coast levies. Because there's a lot of trolls. I think there's about 4 or 5 troll units. Mostly mountain trolls, but there is an Orcs or 2. And Orcs can absorb a lot of ammunition when it comes certainly to archers. Javis, they are still pretty susceptible to. And they are true army killers. Oh. We'll go from this bird's eye view apparently, because it doesn't like me zooming in when we're at ground level. And there's a troll that's phased into the tower. He's hiding in there. Good on him. But yeah, you can see, like, look at these. Just so we can get to street level once again. Like the trolls are absorbing the arrows. I don't know if they are staying. Yeah, there's a few of the arrows you can see just in their bodies. And more militia is getting sent in. Just I think re-rallied stuff that's being sent back in just to hold the line. And you can see the mountain trolls are starting to die. One has died. They were at 6 out of 8 when they went into battle. They're now down to 5 out of 8, losing decisively. We're now seeing Warriors of Osnark also being sent in as a healthy unit. A lot of stuff actually being sent across the river here. Actually, the Warriors look like they're being pulled back. The Spear militia going in. We're just keeping a steady flow of militia being sent in to hold these guys back. Not necessarily getting the kills, but they're holding Mordor units at bay so archers can get the real kills here and do all of the heavy lifting. So yeah, that is kind of the play being done by the Gondorian players. Same move on this side. It seems like the Gondor militia seem more concerned about archer fire. They all have their shields up in the air rather than down in front of them, where the real threat of orcs is. Yeah, imagine fighting in sort of like Osgiliath. I imagine it is probably like very much like a medieval. Oh my gosh! That's just ending my train of thought. This sword militia here took like 20 casualties on its advance coming forward. I mean, the shots it's taking, like that's it here getting shot as it comes forward. My gosh! And I think it got another volley here. These guys took a lot of losses coming in, and Warriors of Losnark also dying there. But yeah, that is nasty. That is for sure. Yeah, already the sword militia losing a lot of men quickly. But yeah, imagine fighting an Osgiliath, as I was saying. You'd be like, if you're a Gondorian soldier, you're just facing wave upon wave of orcs. You'll probably be fighting for days, if not weeks, over maybe the same streets, same couple of houses. It honestly would be like, I don't know, the medieval version of Stalingrad, I feel like, a little way. I feel like how like Osgiliath is kind of like the battles are painted, at least in the movies. It's like you're kind of like fighting over a river, and there's like orc attacks coming across the river, and like Nazguls flying down on their fell beasts, plucking you out of the, plucking you off your roof and taking you into the sky to just drop you back down into the streets you've been fighting over. It must have been hell, like if you were like one of those guys. Imagine if you were. I know I'm making it sound like it's real, but it's not. But imagine if it was. Like it'd be hellish. It really would be. And then yeah, you might like be killed like well maybe not hundreds, but like dozens of orcs, and you just get plucked out of the sky and just your life ended, or splattered by a troll, or even worse, maybe eaten by an orc. Not looking good on this side over here. You can see a wavering spear militia, another spear militia losing. Gonna have to send in some fresh troops. Prince's sergeants being sent back in. Men of Landen, you must be sent in. But it looks like after that, it's gonna be a bit more professional, slightly better. We're now on to the county troops. The men of Penethgillen have been mustered, and they've been sent to defend Osgiliath's frontiers. So yeah, Penethgillen, a fief of Gondor. These guys being sent in. I'm really looking forward to when these guys get reworked. I remember Dawnless Days dev team saying that the fief units were going to get reworked, and I think maybe more added, but certainly reworked. I'm excited to see, because yeah, Penethgillen units look okay, but not that great. That's for sure. So yeah, if they get reworked, they'll look great, and if they add more fief units, that would be really cool as well. Really like flesh out Gondor's roster. Maybe make it a little too, could make it a little too flesh if you add every fief, but maybe a couple of them. I know they're like technically like Dol Amroth is a fief, and they like have a lot of their units already. So probably like Coast Guards. Swan Knights have already been redone, but yeah, maybe also like the Thelian Rangers and stuff like that. But look at this, Gondor kind of maybe making a little bit of a push here. Seems like they're kind of, you can see where the bodies are dropping, so they are definitely pushing Mordor forward, and artillery is firing in here, probably hitting friend and foe actually, because it's definitely not an easy target to hit. This ongoing combat down here, they maybe want to hold fire. But yeah, Gondor seems like he's pushing stuff, pushing Mordor back. And look at this, Mordor's breaking. Orc rabble all breaking here. And if they break that orc rabble, they're into archers here, which is, it is just bow rabble, but killing it off could be key, because it's archers with pretty full ammo. And there you go, Mordor on the back foot here. We're going to see wargs as well come forward. I guess maybe just quick response units that can easily get to the front. And there you go. Just as the next orc rabble arrives, the one that was in combat breaks. That's unfortunate for Gondor there. They just missed out on that. And you can see it looks like Prince's sergeants were going to come forward. Oh, they are dismounted. They weren't going to sally forward. And you can see the trebuchet here on this side of the river. They've actually come across the island now. And they are just, yeah, projecting missiles into the back lines. They've already hit quite a few units back here. I definitely hit the Morgul Legion back here, did a serious amount of damage, killing like 30 guys. These pikes as well have definitely been the victims of targeting as well. There's a big blob of units. I mean, though there's a general here, this is also a huge blob, but you cannot miss. Yeah, Othrod here, or Gothmog as he's kind of known as well, is in the fight. I think he's known as as Gothmog in the movies. For some reason, they name him after the captain with the Balrogs, which is really odd. Maybe they just like, it's too cool a name that we can't get it. We can't leave it out of the movies. And there you go, more orcs getting sent in. Just as I was about to say, this front here looked pretty thin on the orc side of things. They need to send some more in. We've got orc spears here. They could go back in if they wanted to. The trolls are all dead. As you might be able to tell, they all died. And as you can see as well over on this side here, they are rushing forward still. More and more spears. And as you can see, yeah, down to 1,100 orcs. 6,000 men of Gondor, 6,500 we'll call it, men of Gondor left. At the moment, yeah, that's like each Gondorian is killing like 2 orcs for 1 Gondorian. That's pretty good ratio for both sides. It's better for Mordor because they have pretty much double the figures of troops. So Mordor can take that sort of losses. If anything, Gondor needs to improve this rate of killing. They need to kill more orcs. I mean, they haven't got their best troops into the fight yet, but also neither's Mordor, you could argue. So, and also the settlement being damaged at 18%, -1 morale. If they get it to 20%, I think they'll do even more. They could do with sending just a pillager over here, just burning all these sectors that have been burnt down. I mean, my frame rate won't appreciate it, but because that's certainly, I think it was what causing that early little bit of lag. I think it just there's jittering to start with, but it seems to have sorted itself out now. But yeah, if they get across as well, Mordor, it's going to make it so much easier. I think for themselves, really. Gondor's going to have a really hard time of pushing it back across with the sheer force of troops here. I mean, it'll end up still being choke point fights. It'll be harder choke point fights for Gondor to sort of defend, but also for Mordor, you could argue, because this sort of central area, they can still sort of hold. And the archers, like certainly these Black Vale archers, if they decided to defend like here, Gondor, they could just defend here where the archers are. Black Vale archers could just loop their shots over and just hit into the side. So if anything, Gondor still got some cheesy choke points they can use if they wanted to, but credit to the Gondor players, they're not using them. They're sending troops out, still quite a way out across the bridges and fighting, and if anything, making it easier for Mordor, but also making it more pleasant as a fight. It was going to be a grindy fight because it's a pretty choke point heavy map, but certainly it could be worse for Mordor when it comes to choke point fights. Penethgillen spears now sent across in their shield wall. There you go. So that's a bit of a more elite unit being sent across. That's a tier 2 unit. Might see Mordor respond in a moment with shock infantry. We'll see.
Unit is running from the enemy.
At the moment, they're still just expending a lot of tier 2 and tier 1 spears onto Gondor, which is fair enough. You've got to burn it on something. You might as well burn it on the cheap stuff. At least try and get the cheap orcs and cheap kills. I think that's the same thing going over on here as well. The bodies that are piling up, by the way, is insane. But yeah, if Gondor can hold, it could come down to time. That they have, because I mean there's 20 odd minutes left. I don't know how long. I can't remember how long this has really been running. Maybe a good 20 minutes. But yeah, Mordor had to get inside as well. So yeah, it might have something to do with that. But yeah, if Gondor could hold on, I mean they've got 6,000 troops to try and burn through here. And they're doing a decent job in there. On this side, they've definitely been pushed back more towards the gatehouse. Maybe because the trolls have been here. It's been a bit more of a stronger push on this flank. Yeah, Axemen landed, and we've got another Penethgillen spear also being set up here. And as you can see, Mordor is getting some great shots. Uruk archers here on the they're side-shotting into a flank. We can't get rid of the foliage, but you can see the shots. You can see the Penethgillen unit over there. And they can get nice side shots, and that's definitely helping Mordor in this situation already. That Penethgillen spear losing 20 men before they really got into the fight. Back over on this side here, the Prince's Sergeants and the Penethgillen spears holding the line in their blues and greens. Still parts of Osgiliath burns. And here we go, the shock infantry, which I was sure was going to arrive, has arrived. Is some of those Morgul raiders being sent in. So they sent in tier 2 stuff before tier 1. Interesting for Mordor, interesting choice. Maybe it's just because one player is dedicating themselves to this choke point. It might be that is the case. I can't remember who was exactly where for Mordor, but there were certain players more congregate on certain sides. Look at this, so much of the city still burning. My gosh, these pillagers need to stop pillaging and burning the place down, because yeah, it's not helping. 25% now of the city burnt. It is now up to -2. If it was vanilla Attila, sort of like the burning effect that burning does, it would certainly be higher. It would probably be like -6 morale. It's insane. Or when you burn a city in vanilla Attila, like how much damage that does to morale. Thankfully, TDD have sorted that out and sort of nerfed that, because armies can break so easily if you just burn a city. all you have to do is really just get some fire arrows, stop burning the city instead of actually killing the men that are defending it, and the army will just rout. It's incredible. But thankfully, the men of Gondor are made of sterner stuff. It's affecting probably a little bit, but they're not exactly getting flanked. And there you go. And then you go, enemy general dead. And there you go. That is actually the Witch King that has been killed. The building collapsed onto him. This burning building here partly collapsed onto him and killed him. And I mentioned to the players, not about the Witch King one, but I mentioned just be aware of burning buildings. They're collapsing onto your troops. When they lost like 500 plus men to it. I think the Orcs as well suffered from this as well. They were suffering from being from it. So they've had buildings collapse onto them here because they're down to 6 out of 8. And I was like, this is getting ridiculous. I need to mention it to them. And they didn't move the Witch King, and he's now moving as he goes forward. Now, Mountain Trolls, they've still got a healthy unit of Mountain Trolls here, and one here as well. Both 8 out of 8. This one might need to be careful with burning buildings around it as well. But yeah, they still got plenty of Trolls to send in, so it's still like they're short on them. I mean, we've got plenty of Archers still. I've still got all my Arthurian Rangers with full ammo at the moment. I've still got Gondor Archers here. And the Trebuchets still got ammo, which I guess they could counter fire to Trolls. Or maybe. I don't know. I'm assuming Trebuchets can kill Trolls. But back in the fight on the front lines here, it looks like we've got Ringlow Vale as well, sending troops forward. So that's another 5th unit. These updated as well in their look. Just so they just don't look like Gondorian infantry, just like with a bit of armor and then just like leather armor slapped on around them. I think just make them look a little bit more cool and unique would be good. I think that is the aim at some point. I don't know if it's being worked on currently, but it is a plan, I think.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
Yes, slightly more professional units are now coming forward. Another Penethgillen over here, actually. Already one has been slain. But yeah, we are starting to run out of sort of like cheaper troops. And now, as you can see already, next in line after that Penethgillen is a Gondor Spear. We are going to see some of the more professional boys getting ready. These men sent from the White City of Gondor to help defend what used to be, I'm pretty sure, Osgiliath used to be the capital, I feel like at one point. I feel like it used to be maybe like during the period of kings, it used to be a capital. I could be wrong. The people that know a bit more about Lord of the Rings lore than me will probably tell me, no, Pope, you're wrong. Oh, Orcs! Orcs, I was not even paying attention, and they're coming in. Look at that, here we go. The armoured Trolls ready to slap some, looks like Ringlow Vale men-at-arms to death. There is a big blob of infantry here just going in. And again, this is looking pretty bad. Ringlow Vale men-at-arms breaking and spears. And what we're going to see some coming forward here, more Ringlow Vale men-at-arms being sent in. Any professional troops being sent forward here. We've got Javies coming from Amphalas Coast Levies. And Gondor Sword and Spears also being prepared. Bow Militia also as well, look like they are focusing down. But still, 6 out of 8. That is how many they went into battle with. They took losses, I think, from collapsing buildings. Artillery also just fired in there. That might have hit friend or foe, to be honest. And here we go. I think the Javies are, yeah, really getting closing up. As you can see, these, I think these Coast Levies are in range. But yeah, missiles are flying in here. I think that's both Javies and also Archers trying to hit these Orcs. And the Orcs try and surge across the bridge. You can see them trying to get around the flanks here of the Gondorian troops. And yeah, still. I like how the Orcs hide, the Trolls have been hiding in these towers trying to take cover. Quite funny. Orcs down to 5 out of 8. They are losing, actually. But so is the Ringlow Vale men-at-arms. It's taken a lot of losses. 70 already. That is pretty significant. And already that other Ringlow Vale men-at-arms that went in not long ago is dying. It's died of Morgul Legion that are being sent in on this side. They're not sending Trolls in on this flank. I mean, the Morgul Legion also getting a lot of attention, looks like, from Archer fire. But it does not matter because they are killing the Ringlow Vale men-at-arms off quicker than they're dying. And now it's Penethgillen Spears next. You can see here we've got Black Veil archers that do most of the damage. Bone Militia is being shifted over here as well. And it looks like we're going to see some Pelargir Marines or Gondor Spears going forward here. The Marines would be perfect, actually, for getting their Javies up nice and close and jabbing those Morgul Legion. That is for sure. It looks like also on the other side, it looks like we're going to see Gondor Spears being sent across, I think this is. Yeah, Gondor Spears being sent in to actually deal with that Olokai, which is still slaying over here. Down to 4 out of 8. It's lost 2 Olokai. It's good. Good by the Gondorian players, but it's not good enough because that has cost them a Ring of Veil Men-at-Arms. And now the surge of Orcs and Trolls continues, and they're actually now pushing it across the bridge here. They're getting ever closer to the city, sort of like the island in the centre here of Osgiliath. We've got Uruk Bodyguard in here as well, so we've got some good units in here. It's Othrod actually. That's why it's Orc Bodyguard in here. Is Uruk Bodyguard in there. So yeah, we've got good infantry as well being pushed forward. So I imagine the archers either shooting at Othrod or at the Olokai, or maybe both. They are probably being overworked, those archers right now. Again, Pethgillen Spears losing to the Morgul Legion. The Morgul Legion are losing as well at points because they're getting shot by archer volleys. And we're going to see Prince's Coast Guard go forward, and they're going to try and counter those Morgul Legion. But they're getting countered themselves by Bow Rabble, just getting time to focus down these Coast Guard. And I think the Coast Guard haven't lost a man yet, but they are taking fire. So I think they decided that running across that bridge might be a suicidal attempt for them. We might see some spears instead go across, which would probably stabilize the situation. We have got a Citadel Guard General here. He might be going in soon. We are seeing, more and more elites being sent across here. More Gondor Spears. Lots of Gondor Spears. There's not a lot left on this side, actually, for Gondor to come across. We've got some Founding Guard, which is the General. I think that's the only Founding Guard actually available. Prince's Coast Guard. I think the only Citadel Guard and Founding Guard were Generals. They're not even, really, just throwaway infantry. Well, not just general infantry that you're going to just send in at points. So if they're going to risk their, elite troops, it is going to be Generals being sacrificed or risked as well. But here we go. Yeah, more professional troops now going in on this flank instead. So we've moved up from militia to sort of territorial infantry. And now we're on to the Men of the White Tree, the men that are responsible for defending the city of the Kings, I guess it's called. Also, like I said, I'm pretty sure Gondor's had several other capitals. Osgiliath, I'm pretty sure, was there at one point. Shows how far this city has fallen. It's now a border town that gets attacked regularly. And Olokai are finally look like they're all going to die. Down to 1 out of 8 over on the side here. They are pushing forward though, and this guy is getting surrounded by Gondorians, but it's still unfazed. Oh, and he got hit by artillery and killed! Insane shot there from the trebuchet. This man did it. This poor troll was like, I'm just minding my own business, and then got wiped out by a trebuchet. I'm glad we caught that. That was a brilliant shot by the trebuchet. It might have killed 1 or 2 Gondorians, but it killed a troll and saved probably dozens of Gondorian infantry lives. Insane stuff there. And as you can see, Gondor is holding strong now. Othrod is trying to push across. He's like, well, if my minions can't do it, I'll do it myself. He's going to get sent in. There are other generals still alive. I mean, the Witch King is dead, which is quite ironic. He got killed by a building. The other Nazgul unit, the Black Riders, is alive over here. So we actually have more than 9 Nazgul. And we also have just a normal Uruk Bodyguard general as well. So they've got a few more generals to send in. That is for sure. So if they, and also like I said, Witch King is dead. So I mean, his infantry, if he's not already committing them, are going to have low morale. Othrod, if he dies, actually, his infantry will have low morale. I don't know if he's got much left. That might be why he's going in. Othrod's army might have been the first to go in. The Witch King might still have a lot of reserves, and those reserves might no longer have good morale. And that's on the player for not being aware of the buildings. There you go, Penithgilin spears. Slowly dying now. And now it's Gondor spear infantry going in. And archers actually also getting focused down. This is a problem for Gondor because they can resupply if they want to. They have plenty of resupply barrels back here. And you can see actually already you've got Black Vale archers going back to do that. So if they lose archers, yeah, they're just Ringler Vale men at arms that are rallying. But yeah, they've got lots of archers already going back for resupply to go and get more, arrows to go and do more killing. So if they actually lose the archers, and this one here, Bolish has a lot of ammo left, so it does not want to lose its lose the unit. That's a big loss for Gondor, actually. But they're having to get closer, I guess, because maybe just pathfinding or just angles might be an issue. But yeah, they cannot lose full ammo units, that's for sure. Looks like over here as well, Bone Militia kind of getting obstructed firing. I think it's just a bit too cramped over here, trying to shoot into what looks like a mass. Also, Bone Militia here is getting great side shots right now into all these Gondor sword infantry. It is a bit of a problem. And I was saying, oh, we should just keep holding here. But my teammates were like, no, we should pull back. Like, Gondor's infantry is not getting great kills. Like, the good Gondor infantry. But I was like, looking at kills-wise, like, it is still looking pretty good. Like, it's still 2-to-1. And like, the closer we get to these gates, the better the kill ratio is going to be for us, I think. So I was like, let it get lower, let it go lower. I think we want to give them hope that they can still sort of break through. Because right now, these poor orcs have not moved a lot. Like I said, this battle's been very much a grind fest.
The city has been badly destroyed by the enemy.
The city's been badly destroyed by the enemy. Is that what you're telling us? Oh, it is up to 30%, which apparently gets it to green, from green to yellow on like that little icon. But it doesn't change any of the morale saves. We're still at -2. Othrod is also now losing pretty decisively. He's now down to 70 men left. He's been killed off by these Gondor swords. I also think he's getting focused down by archers quite a lot. The Gondor spears over here have stalled this assault. This side's having a lot more issues trying to break through because they can't get the good angles with archers. They can possibly try and arc from here and try and arc over and try and shoot stuff, but it's evidently not working. And now, yeah, look at this. Mordor is just running around with raiders, just burning stuff. Just burning as much as he can. And a large onager over here has actually had an onager sniped out. I think this was by the trebuchet. He sniped one. He's like, right, if you're going to do this, you're getting sniped. Whether the onager is trying to destroy parts of the wall to get it inside, I don't know, because the onager couldn't get through the gate, which is, I think, why it was initially brought, just to knock down a wall so these guys could get in quicker. But instead, they just tried to use the gate, which I think they lost troops from capturing the gate as well, but not loads. They lost more, for sure, from the collapsing buildings. Yeah, Gondor infantry here is suffering. They've got plenty more to send in, though, and Prince's Coast Guards. Again, the banners of Mordor are getting slowly closer and closer to the capture point. And also, out of those 4,000 Gondorians left, an awful lot of them are going to be archers. Because apart from like that bow rabble, not many of the archers have really been shot at. And these guys are just, like, after they use all their ammo, they're pretty useless. They're kind of just like bodies that need throwing in. So yeah, there's not a lot left on this side now. You can see Boromir has his Osgiliath veterans. We have one sword infantry left here. Athelian Rangers are now being shifted across because other guys are running out of ammo. My Bow Militia are running out, and I was like, well, I'm not sending these guys forward to going like back to get more ammo. I want the Athelian Rangers to be saved for that. And as you can see here, we're now using fire ammo to try and they're getting suppressed, which is -4, and then also fire projectiles, which is another further -6. So it's doing a lot of damage to some of these guys that have lost their generals. Othrod's broken. I think he has either died or is just broken himself. Othrod, I think, is running for the hills. He's done. He's like, you know what? I can't break through. I'm going home. I'm going back to my Lord Sauron. But it is causing other units to break as well, which is huge. And this is a key way that we're now trying to break the Mordor army. Instead of just killing every last orc, we're trying to rout the orcs. And yeah, I mean, Mordor not really made much progress, but at the moment he could do. These Gondor spear militia here, and also the Gondor sword infantry, they are losing. I mean, if they fire ammo at them, they might do the morale damage, because yeah, -6 morale coming from fire projectiles. That's friendlies actually doing that. So if they're getting hit by friendlies, they also get the debuff. So Gondor running a bit of a risk here doing this. Might need to hold fire actually using fire armor because these are healthier units that are going in. Well, Uruk archers, their general is dead. They might rout any moment. Bow rabble over here, though they haven't got much ammo left. They're wavering. Shoot them with fire armor. They'll break almost instantaneously, I'd have thought. We're now seeing Pelargir Marines getting shifted forward with Javies. And again, look at that. Bow rabble also get wavering at 192. I mean, they do. It's their rabble. They break so easily. There's just so many of them. Javies javying. I think they are just javying this tiny little sword unit here. They're probably actually doing more damage to the spears in front of them. I think they are trying to javy maybe some further back, but I'm really not sure. But yeah, the Pelargir's intriguingly being sent forward. Whether it's just for the next line of defense or just to be sent in, I'm not sure. But yeah, they kind of wasted a bit of their javy ammo there. Interesting, that's for sure. We now have Athelian Rangers over here getting ready and firing already, and it looks like more of them already blasting over here. Faramir has yet to be sent forward, I think. Oh, he's still way back there. Faramir is still yet to see action. Boromir, though, is about to come across, and he's ready to fight on the front lines. Maybe he's going to be fighting for his city, for Gondor, and the White Tree. Mortal bow rabble there breaking for fire ammo. But yeah, you can see here, look at this. They're just trying to keep... Gondor is trying to keep any unit away from this bank here, because any archer unit on that bank is just focusing down the poor Gondorians. Having spears come forward to take a volley in the face. That might... Doesn't look like it does too much damage being shot in the face there, but there does not matter. But yeah, most of the, well, I say actually most of the Mordor archers are running out of ammo. They have still another bow rabble back here with full ammo and healthy. And I think, unfortunately, one of the players desynced at some point, which is a shame. So yeah, then the Mordor troops decided to march outside of the settlement, then re-land on the walls. It's like, they're like, dude, you're already in the city. Why are you going back out? So where the AI pathfinding is a bit of a problem, because then you can't actually... The problem with the city is you can't land troops on the towers. So you can't really... It's not... it's a shame that that doesn't work. But yeah, it's unfortunate. There's about 500 odd so troops here, which still puts the Gondor army vastly outnumbering the Mordor... the Mordor army vastly outnumbering the Gondor one. The Gondor one's just dropped below 3,000 now. Mordor probably has about 6,500-ish left to take them on. They still have a lot of troops and a lot of trolls. And like I said, there's a lot of Gondor archers left now, and they are nearly going to be being sent in. And it looks like we have the Witch King here going in. He is dead, so his bodyguard going in. And his bodyguard going in doesn't really make much of a difference. It could make a big difference, sorry, because it's a good infantry unit. Servants of the Eye, as we've said in many a battle now, once dismounted, keeps a lot of its stats, and they become a really good, if not the best, infantry unit in the game, ironically. And Archer Fire, I think, is actually focusing down Servants of the Eye. Even though the general is dead, it's just because it's a dangerous unit. He needs killing. Needs killing. As you can see here, 3,900. Yeah, they've got a 3,000 man advantage. They have got some wargs left and stuff, and we were like, we should just push. I was like, we should push. We should push them back. We have the archers and we have the pole arms to do it. They're running out of the missiles. So they still have, yeah, actually no, this one's out of ammo, and that rabble still has actually a lot of ammo. They still have a few units of rabble with ammo. But I was like, if we can kill those off, I think we push with the pole arms, and we try and just dare to push them back, like a little bit, push back to our initial lines. But they were like, no, we haven't got the men to do it. But I feel like we definitely could have given it a go. I mean, look at this, we're breaking them here. These, I don't want to know what this unit is. This is Orc Warriors, it's a tier 2, and they were waving at 170 men, which is, I mean, I think they've lost their general. So yeah, it's unsurprising that they're not, it's not surprising they're doing that. Yeah, I don't know why I corrected myself, unsurprising is the right word. But yeah, not surprising that they are wavering. With no general and maybe army losses and also fire projectiles, morale might be an issue for a tier 2 sword unit. Pelican Marines in the front line. I think they've used all their jabbies. Yeah, they have, and they're losing. Pelican Marines are trash once they get into melee. They really rely on their jabbies to do most of the talking. It's a bit like a Thuria Spear in Rome 2. Trash spear unit, really. It's only good because it has a whole load of jabbies that you can use. But look at this. Gondor's been pushed right back to the towers at this point on this side. They're doing a really good job, and they can still get the angle here with the archers shooting into the flank. So Gondor's still in a bit of trouble on this flank here, and this is definitely the flank to push. Archers running out of ammo, and we can see Bone Militia said go into melee soon because they're the closest thing at hand. They need to be sent in, to be honest. The pole arms also being sent in, Prince's Coast Guard, and yeah, you can see here that the bow rabble is setting up on that bank once again, and it's going to start shooting into the gondols, the pole arms there. I like how the towers as well, for some reason, are shooting all the way back here at the Mordor Orc Warriors. Like, dude, you've got the towers, you've got something closer at hand that he's dealing with, and it's the Witch King's bodyguard. Kill them! Kill them! And here you go, Gondor surges forward once again. Keep moving forward, boys. And the Prince's Coast Guard, yeah, they've kind of, I don't know if they've pushed through, they pike pushed. I think they must have just pike pushed, but for some reason that's, I think they can't really set up their phalanx on the bridge, whether it's a bit of a pathfinding bug, but I think they're taking quite a few losses. Yeah, look at that. They're losing decisively. Lost like 20 guys from just trying to pike push and ended up just dying. So they're being pulled back. So the Coast Guard can't really be using the bridge. Another unit that's kind of then redundant for Gondor. Kind of brings our man count down a little bit. At least effective man count. I guess they could just be put out pikes and sent in with their swords. We have got Bone Militia in there now. They're wavering already. Yeah, 3,500 against 6,200. I mean, like I said, you can discount sort of these guys. But still, there's a lot of pikes still looking forward. Whether they can set up on the bridge, I don't know. Coming from that side, if you march across, maybe you need to march like onto the bridge in phalanx. Not just try and march forward yourself. There's more trolls to come forward as well, which is going to be a problem. There is still a lot of Athelian Rangers with ammo, but still, trolls are dangerous and can use a lot of ammo. There's pole arms, like I said, pole arms and pikes as well that needs archer attention. But yeah, Gondor doing a good job. I mean, they're grinding down Mordor, but Mordor as well, you could argue, from their perspective, also grinding down Gondor. Like, it's still a 2-to-1 ratio. I think that suits Mordor. Mordor has the men to lose.
Men are broken and are fleeing.
Here we go, the trolls going in on this side here. I think they've had to battle their way forward. I think they've lost one on the advance. They're getting pretty focused down as they try and move forward. But yeah, they're trying to advance. Don't know if the pikes are set up properly for Mordor. They're pulling back as well. They're also getting shot at as they come forward. Trolls dropping down to 6 out of 8 before they even get there. You can see this poor troll dying. So they're now at the front lines. They are going to start taking losses, I think. Maybe could have pulled back their orcs before they went in. The orc pikes, although they're sort of forming up a bit. I can see a few of them down there, but they aren't in phalanx. Yeah, they are actually out. I think they are pulling back with pikes to try and get the trolls to the front line. Keep going, boys. Keep smashing your way through this formation. And it seems like, yeah, lots of bow militia and swords in here on this line. Those poor bow militia have no helmets, so if they get hit on the head by these tree stumps, they're dead. They are dead. I mean, to be fair, I say a Gondorian infantryman with a helmet on is probably dead as well. If you get hit clean on by a mountain troll, you're probably dead in every scenario. Just every bone in your body is being broken. 3 minutes left of the replay, and it looks like Gondor is going to probably hold here, I think. Mordor, again, being repulsed. It's kind of like Boromir and Faramir don't look like they're going to retake the city. It looks like Mordor is going to hold on to their side of the city. But they are at least going to hold their half. They're going to stop this foray across, and it looks like Gondor is going to at least hold on to the western side of Osgiliath. The eastern side is lost. The west is very much going to hold on.
A unit has used all available ammunition.
It could have been, I guess, fun to maybe hold a little further out, maybe try and hold the streets there, give Mordor a bit more a joy trying to advance forward, and then we could have maybe defended less at these bridge choke points and hold a little bit actually under the towers. But I enjoy this. It was a bit of a grind. I can understand for the attackers, not a fun fight. I felt like as a defender, I wanted to try and I wanted to play defenders not because I wanted to win, but I just felt like I just wanted to make sure that the defenders didn't cheese it too much, because I feel like the defenders could cheese this a whole lot more and make this more unpleasant for the attackers. But really, the attackers have killed, like I said, like they've killed 5,000 plus of the defenders here, so they've killed over half of the army. And I feel like you could definitely do this a lot more effectively as Gondor and lose a lot less. So I wanted to make sure that the defenders didn't really cheese it out and make this just really horrible for the attackers. Because these scenarios, I kind of like to try and make it as kind of as atmospheric as possible and make it really immersive. Some players will just try and cheese battles because they just want to win, which I understand. Players want to play games to win, but sometimes scenarios, you're playing to make a cool scenario and make it as balanced as possible. So yeah, maybe we could have pushed forward a little bit more, which is why I was constantly like, oh, let's push forward, let's counterattack. If we get a chance, let's counterattack. Let's try and lose a few more men and try and, make it a bit more back and forth, a bit more action going on. But my fellow defenders weren't really a fan of it. But it doesn't really matter, really, to be honest. Gondor's been taking losses. These Gondor sword infantry are losing on the front line against Mordor orc warriors. So, I mean, they are... this is a tier 3 losing to a tier 2, and it's because they're getting shot in the flanks quite a lot. They've also been being battered down by trolls, and also pikes have been at them as well. So they are taking losses. But yeah, I think in a moment, time is going to take effect, or I think the players concede. I can't remember. It's one or the other. But either the players concede because they know they aren't going to break through, which is fine. It still works for the scenario. You can say like Mordor just falls back and accepts defeat. It's a shame it's not going to be fought to the death, but it was a very grindy siege. And though you guys are seeing it a lot more clean, it was pretty laggy playing it live. If you watch the stream, it was quite laggy. Yeah, Gondor Spears holding the line. But, I mean, there is not a lot left. Gondor has everything when it comes to melee units across. The only units that are on the far side of the bank are units that are foraying back across to get ammo. Arthurian Rangers amongst them. There are still some Pelargir Marines that are still yet to be sent in. And there's the Pole Arms Prince's Coast Guard. But they're not good. They're tier 2s. And like I've been saying, the Pelargir Marines not great ones for melee. There are the Founding Guard, one Founding Guard and one Citadel Guard, but they're generals. And also the Knights of the Silver Swan, but they're not going to be much use once in. So really Gondor, when it comes to actual infantry, pretty spent. And there you go, a Pyrrhic victory for Gondor. The attackers decided have been defeated. Mordor has been repulsed, and Osgiliath, at least half of it, will be saved. But yeah, this was from my perspective, playing as one of the Gondor armies. I was playing as the Faramir and kind of the bow army. I had a lot of the bows, 7 of them, and the trebuchet, which got 452 kills. I was very impressed, and I think it still had a bit of ammo left. I don't think I'd run out of it. I was hoping to get 500 kills, but my Arthurian Rangers, they joined the game late, and they got still 293 kills, which is incredible. 205 here. 117 kills with the bow militia, 158 with the bow militia. Spear militia even getting 183 kills on cheap stuff, granted, and another sword there getting 187 kills, but again, just killing cheap stuff. Then we have Ike playing as kind of like the Dol Amroth core, I guess, all the Prince's Sergeants and the Knights of Silver Swan. He had all the Coast Guards and Pelargir Marines, kind of the Dol Amroth troops and Anflas Coast Levies. 110 kills with his Anflas levies, the Prince's Sergeants dismounting, fighting mostly, getting 117, 123 kills, and then his Pelargir Marines 86 kills, and they died instantly. Like, that shows how trash these guys are. It probably would have been the same for those two. We have Tanzim playing as Gondor's sort of main professional army that was here, led by Boromir. 100 kills of the Gondor sword infantry was pretty awful for them. 69, and this one was dire. That shows like Mordor was getting through. That's for sure. They were killing these troops off. Like they were nearly done. I think we're going to win. To be honest, I was surprised that they conceded. I think they were due to win, or if not, is going to be a close game. Gondor Archers, 178 kills, 171, 126 kills. They did pretty well. And then we have Holy Banana playing as sort of like the Fife army, I guess it is, made up of a lot of Penethgillion and Ringlow Vale and Lozanark units. Which I forget is another Fife unit, I guess, that needs reworking. But yeah, they did pretty well. The Shock Infantry, 222 kills, 159, 153. 115 kills with the Ringlow Vale Men at Arms. Men of Lambton, 114 kills. 272 kills with the Blackroot Vale Archers, and 205 with another Fife unit I totally forgot about. And then we have Mythic playing as one of the Mordor army. Sadly, he lost his general, which kind of cost him a lot of his morale. But quite a few of his units did pretty well. Orc Spears getting 119 kills. Again, against cheap units. His Trolls, 74 kills. 146 kills with the Mordor Orc Warriors. 85 with the Rabble there is actually kind of impressive. Then we have Bulk playing as another Mordor. Had a lot of the healthy troops left. 338 kills with these Bow Rabbles. Insane. 233 kills with the Bow Rabble. Archers were getting the most kills in this game, that's for sure. Side-shotting each other. Morgul Raiders, 127 kills. And then we have Base, Teammaker, or Dostil playing as the sort of professional army. I think he desyncs, so a lot of his troops staying outside the walls kind of cost Mordor a bit because the professional troops were stuck. But yeah, Uruk-hai has 149 kills, 184 kills, 226 kills there, 121 with the Uruk Spears. Othrod only getting 50 kills. And then we have Wala Axel playing as the other Mordor army. He had some good Bow Rabble kills as well, 187 kills, 258 kills. Still had the Guards of the Teeth to go, and they got banged up a bit from trebuchets, but they were still healthy in most cases. 101 kills with the Pillagers here, 297 kills with an Orc Warrior there is very good. But yeah, those are all the kills in this Battle of Osgiliath, and Gondor held on just about. Like I said, there wasn't a lot left. I think Mordor may had enough, may just not have had enough. It would have been close, I think, if they persisted to continue on. But there you go, guys. That's today's Dawnless Days Siege Battle. If you did enjoy and want to see more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show support. If you want to send in any of your own replays as well, send them into my Discord. The link is down below in the description. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.